Life is communication. Communication is life. ENYO Life introduces ENYO Bioregulation Technology, a powerful technology that supports communication on every biological level of the living organism. Clinical Biocybernetics offers a new modality as a biocybernetics approach in biology and medicine. Communication plays a key role in economics. Companies are constantly in touch with business partners and following changes in the market. Social contacts are shaped by new technologies, and real-time connection with an unlimited number of people is now possible. The amount of data increases each day. In biology, we know that each biological unit, cells, tissues, organs, etc., needs to communicate at a very high speed in order to maintain adaptation processes. The quality of these communication processes determines the quality of adaptation, and in turn shapes the quality of life. Biocybernetics is the study of information flow and processing in biological systems. By understanding the different communication processes of a living organism, we can also understand the organism's self-regulation capabilities. Biocybernetics investigates the timing and synchronizing of all biological activities, especially the means of adaptation, and clinical biocybernetics specifically supports the information flow needed for adaptation processes. Life is characterized by constant change, and these changes necessitate stable and rapid adaptation. Information flow and processing in a human body is extremely fast. Each cell performs at least 100,000 activities per second, and the total number of activities in a human organism surpasses 100,000 times 100 billion every second. Due to the very precise and extremely rapid synchronization processes in the body, signal transduction requires more than the neural signaling capability can offer, higher speed and higher precision, as well as supporting DNA and membrane adaptation processes, where neural connections are unavailable. Constant synchronization is necessary for the precise cooperation between the many different biological units of the organism. In order to be energy efficient, these synchronization processes must reach the level of coherence. Biological systems that have a high level of synchronization result in a high level of biological coherence. Think of a laser pointer that uses an extremely small amount of energy, thanks to the level of synchronization of the emitted light waves. The tiny battery works for several years. Coherent signaling is very energy efficient. In biology, the coherent signal processing requires only a manageable amount of energy. This means that health and human performance depend on the level of biological coherence. When the level of synchronization in a subsystem fluctuates, the performance of the subsystem also fluctuates. Communication breakdown and poor quality signal transmission always creates small local reactions, which in turn may influence the biological coherence and adaptation capabilities of larger biological units. When this happens, functional changes, performance loss, and even serious diseases can occur. Hypersensitivities, allergies, chronic tissue degenerations, and autoimmune reactions can also emerge. The adaptation capability of an organism depends on the activity pattern of its subsystems. Different biological activities have different activity patterns, from very rapid ion transport to long cycles like the female hormonal patterns. Because of these reasons, heart rate variability have been used for diagnostic purposes over more than 4 decades. As long as the individual subsystems maintain their physiological activity patterns within their very different functional cycles, then biological coherence is high, and the adaptation capability of the organism is strong. Both inherited and acquired constitutional factors, as well as environmental and behavioral related factors, can shape these activity cycles. Electromagnetic biocommunication is the means through which self-regulation receives sufficient information. Electromagnetic biocommunication was predicted in the late 19th century and fully identified in the 20th century. This extremely precise, high-speed communication process is how cells and cellular structures direct the electromagnetic signaling activity that enables the many millions of adaptive processes per second. In the 1960s, Nobel laureate Albert Szent-Györgyi states that cell regulation processes are controlled by extremely low-intensity electromagnetic processes. Coherent photon storage and emission features of DNA are first identified in Germany in the mid-1970s and put in context in 1984. Hippocampus publishes observations about the control functions of low-energy biological signals in 1997. Robert Becker's research team played a key role in understanding how electromagnetic biocommunication controls cell repair activities. Clinical biocybernetics started in 1979 when the FDA approved Becker's device that supported electron transfer for facilitating cell repair. ENYO Bioregulation Technology, or BRT, provides precise, targeted support for preselected feedback loops of an organism, enabling synchronized biological communicatins, better adaptation, and rapid cellular repair. The first clinical application was the facilitation of the regeneration of bone fractures and other types of severe injuries in the U.S. Army in the late 1970s. Clinical biocybernetics opens new possibilities in the quality of caretaking related to bone healing and pain management. Also, the quality of life of the patients improves and the lengths and costs of caretaking decrease significantly. Constant research and development has resulted in advanced application modalities. Electromagnetic biocommunication has been transformed from military technology into user-friendly, affordable technology available for everyone. These days, thanks to ENYO BRT, clinical biocybernetics is available in many countries for professional and home applications. By supporting cellular communication processes, BRT helps to optimize tissue repair, resulting in faster recovery, less scarring, and negligible after-surgery complications. In the pictures, we see the recovery of a motorcycle accident victim. He was pain-free after 3 weeks and was fully recovered in just 65 days. With BRT, better cellular and tissue communication results in faster normalization of local and segmental nerve reflexes, less pain, less swelling, better immune functions, and less post-surgery complications. In many countries, BRT is already integrated into the rehabilitation process, including major hospital rehabilitation departments in Budapest, Hungary, Ankara, and Konya, Turkey, as well as the USA and also Canada. Several Latin American countries, including Chile, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, San Salvador, Costa Rica, and Mexico, use BRT for rehabilitation in large private clinics. In Budapest, the Hungarian National Institute of Medical Rehabilitation has installed ENYO BRT devices on every therapy bed in the physiotherapy department. Over the last 15 years, and after more than 250,000 therapy sessions, the Institute has gained a tremendous amount of experience and gathered invaluable information and data. Most cases result from the following etiologies: stroke, hypoxia-related brain damage, accidents, amputations, major surgeries, prosthesis surgeries, vertebral column and bone tissue degenerations. BRT is easy to integrate into the existing therapy scheme. It supports tissue communication, and when used with other modalities as a complementary therapy, BRT increases the efficacy of the other modalities. Stroke rehabilitation also may reach a new level of success with integrated BRT sessions. After patients came out of coma and get transferred to the National Institute of Medical Rehabilitation, integrative BRT sessions can start immediately, on a daily basis. Then from the second week, 3 sessions per week are typically administered. In this case, for example, a 56-year-old woman who developed a one-sided spastic paresis and very severe speech impediment, received integrated BRT program, which made all the difference in her recovery. After 5 sessions, the patient started to walk, and after 10 sessions, and in less than 3 weeks of integrative BRT treatment, her balance was back, and she started to walk independently. Extended experiences shows that stroke rehabilitation is significantly faster when BRT is integrated into the physiotherapy plan. The most significant benefits of BRT integration include less sick days, which means less expenses during the rehab period. Better daily self-care ability during the rehab period, so family members have much less stress. Most of the time, even seriously disabled patients may regain self-sufficiency within a few days, avoiding post-stroke depression, and re-establishing mental-emotional balance. In general, when BRT is integrated into conventional physiotherapy, it accelerates recovery after cerebral lesions. There is constant noticeable improvement from session to session, which encourages everyone, the patient, the therapist, and the family members. Spastic cerebral paresis is a progressive spinal cord disorder that causes severe contraction of the gastrocnemius muscles, resulting in overextension of one or both legs. In this case, an 11-month-old boy, besides some hand movement, was still unable to move on his own. His medical prognosis was devastating, with no chance of ever walking or sitting up without support. After only 2 weeks of BRT sessions, his muscle contractions lessened, and after 15 weeks of daily BRT sessions, he began to crawl. Soon after, he started walking. In difficult cases, ENYO BRT home-use devices can ensure the required number of daily sessions. There are several different ENYO home-use devices available. They are user-friendly, and even young children can learn how to operate them. Children especially like the sessions because of their immediate relaxing effects. After prolonged ENYO BRT sessions, the young boy's development completely normalized and he didn't show any remaining sign of birth hypoxia after the age of 1.5. 15 years later, he became a successful long-distance runner. In India, a 5-year-old girl had viral infection caused brain hemorrhage. She had constant discomfort from muscle contractions and the resulting insufficient nutrition. Both her vision and speech were 100% compromised. Her communication with her environment was minimal. After 2 months of severe symptoms resulting from the stroke, her parents found a practitioner who combined neurotherapy and BRT in Pune, India. Combined neurotherapy and ENYO BRT therapy brought rapid changes. Major improvement in her behavior. After just 3 sessions, she stopped crying, and after 5 days, her verbal communication was re-established. On the 10th day, her muscle control improved so much that she could sit up again, on her own. During the 3rd week of treatment, she relearned walking, and after 2 months, she was running and playing as before. Her eyes slowly improved, and after 2 months her vision acuity was back to 50%. In the following years, her vision has continued to improve, and she leads the normal life of a child. BRT offers many application possibilities, which often results in optimized sleep, better daily regeneration, increased workload tolerance, and performance optimization. According to the head physician of the Hungarian Olympic team, top athletes can greatly benefit from ENYO BRT on a daily basis. Many accomplished athletes, both professional and amateur, use BRT to naturally enhance performance, improve endurance, and accelerate recovery. Even persistent, long-lasting injuries can be successfully treated with BRT. Both small and more serious injuries recover faster and more completely with the use of BRT. Also, post-injury pain sensations disappear much faster with BRT. At the age of 20, Tomas Varga, in his first professional year in Italy, suffered from severe inflammation of 3 vertebrae for 15 months, rendering him unable to practice any sports. He had his first experience with BRT in Basel, Switzerland, and then received ongoing BRT therapy in Budapest, Hungary. After only 2 months, Tomas was able to start his water polo training again, with the goal of once again becoming the power engine of his team. Taking a full recovery, Tomas resumed his Olympic-level activity while he continued to use ENYO BRT devices throughout his long-lasting career. He won 2 Olympic gold medals and 2 world champion titles before retiring from professional water polo at the age of 40. The psychological applications of BRT are also very important. We first started to use BRT in a psychiatric inpatient department at the Hospital of the Academy of Science in Kyiv, Ukraine, back in 1995. Since then, observation and clinical experiences have shown that vegetative dystonia and related dysfunctions respond the best to BRT, far more than to other treatments and approaches. Stress management programs can also easily integrate ENYO BRT into both their in- and outpatient protocols. When treating severe psychological conditions, we provide extensive training for the clinical personnel. Also, our doctors implement BRT in their work when treating brain development disorders, PTSD, or age-related functional neurological decay, learning problems, attention deficit issues, and aging-related mental and emotional decays are the focus of many neurofeedback clinics. Even in very successful neurofeedback centers, the introduction of ENYO BRT provides extra help and speeds up the development. Today, psychologists, psychotherapists, neurofeedback practitioners, biofeedback specialists, and addiction professionals recognize the benefits of the ENYO bioregulation technology. Hippocampus facilitated a 9-week BRT study in a pediatric clinic in Jacksonville, Florida, with 13 children affected by autism spectrum disorder. The standardized ATEC test was used to evaluate changes. The ATEC test was developed by the Autism Research Institute and became the standard for monitoring therapy-related changes in autism. Speech and verbal communication skills improved significantly. In just 9 weeks, with 3 BRT sessions per week, scores improved 51% compared to baseline scores. Sociability also improved significantly after 9 weeks of BRT therapy. In just 27 sessions, scores improved by an average of 33%. Sensory and cognitive awareness was better after 9 weeks of BRT therapy. Scores went down from 127 to 84, which is an average of 34% improvement. Improvements in the first 3, nervous system and self-expression related areas of evaluation, such as verbal communication, sociability, sensory and cognitive awareness, resulted in a significant improvement in general health conditions as well. After 9 weeks of BRT therapy, scores in this area improved by 30%. BRT devices generate extremely low-intensity pulse electromagnetic field, PEMF, to help improve the communication between our cells. Using customized BRT programs and protocols that are targeting specific biological communication channels. The BRT signals create an electromagnetic support field, like a local Wi-Fi network, to enhance biological networking activities. BRT helps the individual cells to communicate quicker, to work more coherently together, and to generally improve their intended functions. The automated tissue and organ-specific program selection makes sure that all necessary communication pathways are included in a BRT session. Everyone can benefit by using BRT devices. The ENYO brand offers specific equipment for each application fields. Programs and protocols are created with expertise, and the softwares are very easy to learn. Biofeedback and PEMF type BRT technologies are both available. All ENYO BRT devices are non-invasive and safe. They are designed to address a wide variety of physical and emotional health conditions and concerns. The newest generation of ENYO BRT devices bring BRT technology closer to all user groups. The new technological features result in better performance and in the same time the small size and long battery life enhance portability. Prices are affordable. The new software is easy to use, and the devices have long warranty. Unhealthy electromagnetic fields around us and the environment can have a significant impact on the normal functioning of electromagnetic biocommunication. With this in mind, we need to avoid electropollution and spend as much time in nature as possible. The father of clinical biocybernetics, Dr. Robert Becker, warns us. The greatest polluting element in the Earth's environment is the proliferation of electromagnetic fields. I consider this to be a far greater threat on a global scale than warming or the increase of chemical elements in the environment. We must protect ourselves from the negative effects of man-made electromagnetic fields. The ENYO Space Harmonizer creates an environment in which the natural dynamics of the chi flow gets restored. Our bioregulation technology is already present in 52 countries across 6 continents. Hippocampus offers a wide variety of education programs for all health professionals. Courses are tailored for the needs of the different user groups. Practical trainings are offered for each application field. The ENYO online workshops provide all specific information needed to start using this powerful and effective technology. BRT technology and special application fields for home use. Understanding the different physiological components of bodily functions, understanding the factors and treatment of biological communication imbalances behind an illness. All professional and home use ENYO BRT devices are ISO certified and FDA registered. Visit us online at lenyolife.com to learn more about BRT and about how it may transform your health, your business, and your life.